Hi there, it's Darlene. I hope you're doing well. So last night I just did a short, and it was on how Jonah Armstrong is scamming elderly people out of their money, because most of his screenshots like this are all, or 3 out of 5 of them are all towards elderly people. Anyways, when I was looking at these pictures, I hadn't seen the heading at the top there. The 100% passive income system with a 100% success rate. Are they allowed to say that? Well, the answer is no. And let's even see what Jono himself says. Because somebody asked him, "Sir, can we get the full in-depth testimonial from one of the beta testers from beginning till the amount was credited to the bank account? Sir, please give us one video so that we cannot be tempted." Anyways, Jonah Armstrong said, "Beta testers have only just gone live on their accounts. They're all passed and funded and will have their first payout in 30 days' time. You're welcome to wait the 30 days, blah, blah, blah." So when he made this thing with a 100% success rate, he had absolutely no proof whatsoever. His beta testers hadn't gotten paid yet. So he didn't know what was going to happen. But he's making these income promises. And then, of course, there's this one that we've seen so many times. $10,000 profit guarantee. Yeah, the Federal Trade Commission doesn't take kindly to that. Also, Jonas Lindgren did a review on Infinity. He addresses this. Am I guaranteed to make money with Infinity? He says, no, we're not allowed to make guarantees. Nor would we ever do so anyways, because we can't control the market. Well, Jonas, your partner in crime, Jonah Armstrong, most certainly did make those promises. There, back here, he's making those promises, even though he says himself that he can't. And Jonas is saying, no, we can't. But Jonah, he goes full bore ahead on his videos and makes those promises all over the place. Well, it's kind of interesting to know what the FTC thinks about this. This is the Federal Trade Commission. They control all this stuff. And they say under the law, claims in advertising must be truthful, cannot be deceptive or unfair, and must be evidence-based. They have no evidence. It's not truthful. It is deceptive. So how much more do you want? Except that I kept digging around in the FTC website, and my goodness, you can find a lot of stuff. Now, here is another claim that's happening, and these guys have nothing to do with Infinity. This is a totally different set of scammers called DK Automation. Let's try that. But let's look at the similarities between the two cases. The FTC is taking action against these guys for using unfounded claims of big returns to entice consumers into money-making schemes. Sound familiar? And then the FTC's complaint alleges that the defendant promised consumers that they could generate passive income on autopilot. That is precisely what Jonah Armstrong and Jonas Lindgren ended up promising by the time his videos came out. And it says when the truth was that few consumers ever made money from these schemes. And that's what's going to happen with the Infinity system. And I will show you this later. So this proposed court order would require the defendants to turn over $2.6 million to be used to refund consumers harmed by their deception, as well as requiring them to stop their deceptive earnings pitches and follow the law. Well, wouldn't that be nice to see? So going back to Jonas Lindgren for a moment, let's hear what he has to say.
Proprietary trading firms may decline to successfully pass the evaluation process.
The firms may decline successful evaluation passes. Let's continue.
Basically, this process is what our pro traders will do for you, because that is something that I noticed. A lot of people are having issues with actually passing these challenges. We figured we're just going to remove that obstacle completely so that no one gets stuck here.
So, having live traders was necessary to get people to pass the evaluation. So here Jonas Lindgren himself is saying that the pro traders were necessary. These are the pro traders that got swapped out, and then people were told, okay, here's your EA, here's your bot. You put it on, we'll give you the instructions. Oh, and here are all the pages and pages of instructions on how to do back testing, how to test your bot, how to do this, that, and the other thing. Oh my goodness. Yet, first of all, Jonas Lindgren was preaching this story of you need these live traders. So which is it? I ask both of you, Jonas and Jono. Which is it?
Most of the time, what you're going to be doing is just sitting on your hands and waiting for my team to complete or do all of the work on your behalf, which is a little bit boring, it is a little bit frustrating, but it's way better than having to do any of this work yourself.
Well, dang, I'd have to agree with that. I mean, it would be a whole lot better than having to do the work yourself. But they changed all that, didn't they? By the way, I forgot to mention, again, if you guys find that this information is helping you, if I'm saving you any money, if I'm helping you with the refund thing, please just buy me a cup of coffee. It sure would go a long way to support this channel. And of course, like and subscribe. It'll shove this further up in the rankings so that more people can see it. Really appreciate it, guys. Anyways, here's Jonah Armstrong's one of his videos that came out. I think it's the last one. Pretty sure it is. Anyways, there's the title right there. You can look it up. And if you look through the comments and you go like from not the popular but the newest, you're going to see a lot of stuff here. But anyways, here's one here. If I may bug you with on the right-hand side. If I may bug you with one last question. One of your team members takes the evaluation exam, correct? Jonah Armstrong, that is an option inside the new members area. This person asks back, thank you, and does that cost extra? I need to know prior to signing up. Jono, yes it does. We now charge an additional $9.97 for our team to pass for you. But passing on your own is also very easy. And then he's lowered the subscription rate. You know what that was all about. So I need you guys' memory on this. I can't remember. I know that one of the final steps was, we'll take your $9.97 and throw the bot onto your chart for you, a 10-minute job, and that's all you got. Or there's this deal is pay us $9.97 and we will pass it for you, and that means our team of members or traders are going to do that. So was there that extra step in there of $9.97 and we guarantee that you'll pass, and then $9.97 and here's your bot, throw it on? Which was it? Can you guys remember? Because I'm starting to lose it. I mean, this changes so often. It's so hard to keep track of. If you guys remember, that'd be awesome. So going back to where Jonas Lindgren said that, real traders would be necessary, and let me show you why. I mean, this is from my Forex Funds. I did actually show this slide in the next one on a previous video, but I think we could be reminded of it. Here's what my Forex Funds statistics are, and MFF is the one or either the first or the second biggest prop firms in the industry. And here's what they say. So the percentage of traders who passed phase 1 is 31%. And these are traders. These aren't just people that throw on a bot and expect it to do it for them. No, these are traders. And so even the people that are good at manual trading, only 31% of them pass phase 1 of this is February of last year. The percentage of traders who passed phase 2 were 14% of that 31%. That takes it down to 4.34% of people will pass. And as I said, these aren't just people that are throwing a bot on there and expecting it to do it all for them. So how easy is it going to be for you if you just put a bot on there and expect to get that, 100% passing rate? No, you've got 4.34% to even pass. And then I've read elsewhere, I believe it was FTMO, but don't quote me on that, that the ones who actually make it to their to the end of their first month, when they can get their first payout and get their evaluation fee back, that drops even further down to about 1%. Because it's not just passing the evaluations that are the difficult part. It's also holding on to that account, making a profit out of it, and not failing it again, because if you once you go live, even though you've got it, doesn't mean you can keep it. So we had pro traders coming in to pass the evaluation for you, and then this bot just put on there for the rest of the time, and you don't have to look at it at all. You don't have to watch it at all. And you are going to become part of that magic 1%. So Jonah was wanting to get 3,000 people into this program. He's probably gotten more, but let's just use that as a figure. Only 1% of them are going to get maybe to the end of being able to take your first profit and get your refund back. 1% of 3,000 people is 30 people. What do you think the odds are of that happening? And here's what we're seeing now. Evaluation failed, waited 2 weeks, and was sent the letter from a real funding program, failed. And there's so many now that are saying throughout Jonah's comments and saying, hey, failed, or can't get a hold of support. They're not answering me. Problems. And it's been nothing but problems and changes. So remember that video or the short that I said that I did last night. Here are some good things that are coming out of it. If you want to call getting out of a scam being a good thing. I mean, it's a good thing. You shouldn't have to do it. But anyways, notice this top one. Thank you, Darlene. God bless you for your effort at exposing these frauds. FYI, I filed a dispute and my bank got my money back from this scammer. The only money I lost was $33 for their useless VPN. Thanks again, Darlene. Oh, what a sweet person. I'm so glad that she got out of there. But this is raising an important thing, is she took it to her bank. You and I we're nothings. Banks, credit card companies, PayPal, that's going to take its toll. That's going to hurt Jonah a lot. As a reminder, just note that I am not a lawyer. I am not a financial advisor. I'm nothing. And so anything that I say here is strictly from my own observations of what people are telling me. And that's all. I am not making any promises. These are just strictly my opinions. So if you're going to go for that refund, make sure you claim it as fraud. Make sure you put it under services not as advertised, and terms and conditions that aren't the refund policy that's not clear at all, because the terms and conditions keep changing. So I wish you luck, and I hope that everything goes well for you. All the best. Darlene out.